Hi, thank you. This is Rufus's fault because I woke up at 2 o'clock this morning thinking about what Rufus was saying yesterday, and I got bloody angry, and I get angry about lots of things about food dishonesty. And when I told my wife about it this morning, she said I needed some anger management training. So this is my anger management training session. I hate all that dishonesty in food, like non-alcoholic beer. I mean, what is the point of that? The point of beer is to get drunk. You can't get drunk on non-alcoholic beer. So it's a soft drink, for God's sake. So if you want to drink a soft drink, drink orange juice or water. I know you don't look good with a pint of water with your mates in the pub, but at least you're being honest. And tea and coffee. I mean, what is the point of decaffeinated tea and coffee? I mean, the whole point of caffeine and tea and coffee is you get a caffeine shot, and I need that every morning. So if you don't want caffeine, don't drink tea and coffee. Drink water. And that's another thing that irritates me, water in restaurants. They won't serve you a jug of water in a restaurant. I went in a restaurant in the Cotswolds. They wouldn't serve me a jug of water because they said their tap water hadn't been passed for human consumption. But they were cooking with the bloody stuff. They were forcing it down my throat. And then another restaurant wouldn't serve me water unless it was in a bottle and I paid for it, because it stopped. If they gave their customers jugs of water, they didn't buy alcohol. Well, I'd already bought 8 gin and tonics and 4 bottles of wine, and when I pointed that out, they said, we still can't give you a jug, because if we give you one, everybody else in the restaurant will want one. Well, I tell you what, I've never been to that Chinese restaurant in Crickhowell again, ever. And that brings me on to restaurants. I get irritated in restaurants, particularly about tipping, because that's all dishonest, isn't it? When they bring you your credit card slip to sign, there's a big gap on there that says tip. So I always say to the waiter, if I put a tip in there, do you get it? And 9 times out of 10 they say no. So I say, OK, guy, here's a £5 or a £10 or 20 quid, put it in your pocket and take it home, because that's honest and the rest is dishonest. And the other thing about restaurants that really makes me angry is fusion food. You've heard about fusion food? I mean, what is the point of a chicken tikka pizza? I mean, if I want to eat chicken tikka, I go to an Indian restaurant and get some nice rice and a poppadom and some chutney. And if I want to eat a pizza, I go to a great Italian restaurant, because pizzas are about tomato and mozzarella and olives and anchovies and all that stuff. And the other things about frozen food, I mean, again, what is snail porridge about? I mean, I love snails. Escargot, brilliant, garlic butter, some French crusty bread, lovely for dinner, not bad for lunch. Porridge, I love porridge, especially Nick's porridge, brilliant breakfast dish. But snail porridge, do you have it for breakfast? Do you have it for lunch? Do you have it for dinner? I mean, I don't know. And then stuff like oranges in the middle of Christmas puddings. I mean, what is all that about? And, why do people pay hundreds of pounds for an orange and a Christmas pudding when you can buy them in Waitrose for 10 quid? I mean, I don't get it. And talking about oranges, do you remember those horrible frozen oranges full of frozen ice cream that you used to get in restaurants? Do you remember those? And you couldn't get your spoon in it, could you? So if you want ice cream, why didn't they just bring you a dish of ice cream? And if you wanted an orange, why didn't they bring you a fresh orange? I mean, much more honest. And chocolate oranges. I mean, what is the point of a chocolate orange? You buy this lovely round thing with orange paper on it, and you take your orange paper off, and bloody chocolate falls out. I mean, why don't you just buy a box of chocolates? And the People's Supermarket. The People's Supermarket really makes me angry. Because aren't they all People's Supermarkets? They're not like the animal supermarket or the alien supermarket, are they? I mean, they're all about people. So why? But they tell me they've got 4,000 members. So actually, I mean, they're actually a cooperative, aren't they? So why don't they have co-op supermarket? But then if they did that, they couldn't claim they invented it, could they? Because I think the co-op supermarket was invented in Rochdale about, over 100 years ago or something. And food festivals. Food festivals make me angry. Not this one, of course. You know, because we've got all these towns all over the country saying they've got food festivals, when actually all they've got is a few stalls selling food. Well, that's not a festival. That's a bloody market, isn't it? And then the last thing that makes me really, really angry is all those festivals that claim they are the biggest and best in the country. Well, they're all lying because they haven't been here, have they?